towards the end of high school, especially when I spoke about goals and everyone's starting to talk about this is what I want to do with myself, these are the goals I have for myself next year, and then the year starts coming to an end and everyone starts mood boarding and looking towards the next year, to like New Year's resolutions, you know, the usual. But one thing I've realized whenever I speak about anything of that sort, I've realized that a lot of people ask me similar questions, especially in regards to like what they want to do. I remember speaking to so many people that would just tell me, I don't know what I want to do. And I know this is a question that a lot of people my age and a lot of people that are young will face, and honestly there's no direct answer to it. But what I will say is the reason I was so sure what I wanted to do at an early age is because I ended up reading this one book, and the book is called Ikigai, and the whole concept behind it is a roadmap to finding your purpose, a roadmap to finding something that you can do that will really and truly nurture your soul. It will really and truly nurture what you're here to do. Like, it will go off of your strengths and characteristics, but it will remain practical in the sense of being able to apply this in the real world. In this video, we're talking everything on purpose and finding your purpose. What is purpose? How do you find it? And tips and tricks to find it. And finding prosperity in the things that will truly nurture us and truly fulfill us. Because doing something just for the sake of doing it, 10 years down the line, you're going to end up in a midlife crisis. And that's what we're not about to do. We're going to make sure that you feel fulfilled. We're going to make sure you feel useful. We're going to make sure that you're doing something that you truly love, which is honestly a gift and a blessing to most people. Let's get straight to it. Hey you guys, welcome back to another video. I'm so excited to have you back, and this is honestly one of my favorite topics. Being a girly with so many passions, so many ambitions, this is really one of those topics that got me that fire, got me that need and that grit to keep going at a younger age, and made me very consistent. Because when you're able to see your vision clearly, when you're able to see what you want to achieve clearly, and you know that this is something that is destined for you, you know that this is something that you're meant for, you work in a way that's just different. You work with this ethic and you work with this manner and grit that is unbeatable, and it's so unmatched, and the feeling in itself is exhilarating, and everyone should have the opportunity to feel it. So yeah, I want to preface this by saying purpose in itself can be such a wide concept, and it depends on how you understand purpose. I'm mainly talking about purpose in the sense of what you're here to do, like job oriented wise. Like, how do you find something to truly fulfill you? How do you find work that truly fulfills the hands God's given you? And it can be something that is so hard to find, and honestly will take years of trial and error to truly and wholeheartedly know. But a trick to finding and getting there earlier would be sitting yourself down. And I remember doing this in year 9 and reading this book, and because it was a gift from my dad, and he gave me this book, and I love self-improvement books, mind you. Like, I have stacks of them everywhere. Yeah, not new to it, but I remember reading this book, and this is one of the books that I actually ended up completing at that age, after having a bunch of books just pile up and not know what to do with them. This was one of the books that I genuinely completed. It talks about a sweet spot, let's say. I'll put the map here so that you can kind of refer to what I'm talking about. It's a sweet spot where your ability to maintain your passion for it, you're still doing something that you're passionate about, but it still has that practicality to it. Because when people talk about, oh, this is my passion, a lot of people can look the other way because they think, oh, I have to remain practical because I need a certain amount of money to sustain my living, and that's perfectly fine. But I say take a screenshot of this, and what I would like you to do is, the first exercise I want you to get into is using this map. Think of one profession that, just anything that you would do, anything you think you would like doing, and see if it fits into every single one of the circles. Think of it as the Venn diagram. So if it fits into only 2 of those, then you can see what it actually is, and it's not your ikigai. What you're aiming for is to find a profession that fits all of those, and it meets in that little sweet spot in the center there. What this does is that you're able to draft almost and see what are the different ideas that you have in terms of what you can do, and it shows you what will be the most fulfilling over time. Now, by no means is this a guarantee, but it's definitely a great starting point, because when you have at least a clear vision up until you try it out and you figure out, no, I actually don't like this, up until that point, this is a great starter. This is a great get your foot in the door and know what you're doing next. I stand by this book. I recommended it to just about everyone I knew, especially in that phase where you're just graduating high school and you're not really sure what you want to do either in uni, or you just don't know what you want to do in general, like what stream you want to go down, what industry is there. There's so many new things that come up every day, so honestly, do your research, find out all the new things that have come out in the market now. Like, digital marketing wasn't a thing 10 years ago, but it is a thing now, and obviously with time things change. Even in the future you can find out about jobs that never existed, and that can be something that resonates with you more. There's so much out there that you don't actually know. You don't know a lot of the roles that actually exist out there, so do your research, know your industries, do your research, and have an idea. And this is just a map in order to clarify your ideas, clarify what path you're going down. Purpose in itself is integral. It's integral for you to be able to feel fulfilled in everything that you choose to do. I'm talking this is like a 5-10 year investment, literally just pouring your energy into something that you know you'd enjoy doing. With time, maybe it loses that meaning, and that's fine, but at least when you started off, you had a kind of a clear idea, you had kind of an understanding, and that's what we're looking for in this video. We're finding purpose and meaning in the things that we're wanting to do. After you've done that exercise and really figure out what an everyday looks like in doing these professions, now you might have an idea about what you want to do, and I know a lot of people, and even myself, I love fashion, I love the fashion industry, and I really wanted anything and everything to do with it, as a girl would. But I remember meeting a lot of people that actually did work in the industry, and they tell you that lifestyle is not actually as glamorous as it seems. Externally, you see these movie rose-colored glasses versions of these jobs, and you don't actually realize that a lot of the real life every day is not the same thing. It doesn't actually look the same way, and that's an unfortunate truth that people stumble upon after years they've put into this degree to get that job, which is really unfortunate. So one thing that you can do to move around that is exercise number 2. What I'll have you do is put in the profession that you wanted to do. Let's say you wanted to be a stylist. Put in everything that you would want your day to look like as a stylist, and put that into ChatGPT and ask it if this is realistic. First of all, ask ChatGPT what the hours look like, what a stylist is expected to do, what's the minimum, how much do you get paid in this job. Find out the key details about this job. What are the qualifications you need? What are the things that, if you have prerequisites that you need to know, information that you need to know, certificates that you need to have, what are those things and how do you get those? You have to break down reaching this into 10 smaller steps, and then break the 10 smaller steps into 10 further smaller steps, because having a goal in being a designer 10 years from now remains just you wanting to be a designer 10 years from now, but how are you getting there? What's the step-by-step process? What does the timeline look like for you? Finding out those things for whatever professions you came up with from the first exercise is what will take you one step further into knowing what your purpose is, because then you can start seeing, this is what I want my dream life to look like. Does this job give me the flexibility in order to do this? If not, there's your answer. You can eliminate that from the list that you found so far. Sit there and talk to yourself and really figure these things out down to the T. Know how much money and time needs to be spent in order to even get there. And know truly and deeply if this is something you want to do, not what anyone else wants you to do. You need to shed family expectations. you need to shed the expectations of the friends, you need to shed the expectations of the people around you. If you know that this is something you want to do, shed all the expectations and know truly in your heart that this is something that you want to do. That is the only way you're going to feel purposeful. That's the only way you're going to find that sweet spot, the ikigai, to what you're trying to get to, what you're trying to move towards. Exercise number 3 is implementation. Now, whether you have a job in the industry or not, I would say even if it takes you a year of doing internships, I'm talking you don't get paid, you do all the work that no one else wants to do, but you get a look into the industry. I think this is very important, because as much as you hear these things said to you, as much as you see like ideas and you see like little clips of it here and there, there's not actually a full picture until you experience it firsthand. And I know this for me myself too. When you work in the industry, whatever that might be, like a small volunteer, whatever that may be, like a small volunteer internship, a small volunteer thing in an event related to that industry, what you then realize is that you learn all these things that happen behind the scenes. You don't know a lot of what you see in this industry. You only see the external part of it, the PR side of it, the marketing side of it, but you don't actually know the behind the scenes of the industry. And that's very important to know what you want to do, because you're not going to fully and truly know, unfortunately, until you do the trial and error. Because you might think you like it, you might come up with all these ideas, you might do exercise 1 and 2 and be like, that's amazing, I'd love to do that, but you won't actually truly and fully know until you've tried it, been there, experienced firsthand. That's when you can truly see, do I see myself working here? Do I feel fulfilled? This is a journey and it is an experience, and understanding and finding out something that truly works for you does take time as much as it does. But this was just to know and how to break that down into smaller steps for yourself, because things may seem one way but they're actually another way, and that tends to be the case with this world. So get your experience, do your first-hand work, and that will be so important for you when it comes to doing work and getting things done. Thank you guys so much for joining me for another one of our conversations. This is truly an important and an amazing topic to look into, because this gives you so much like just for and like just need to live and need to get things done, because you're just so excited by this idea of doing something that you genuinely love and is practical and it can do you well in life. And honestly, I think these 3 steps are a game changer, and I know for me it was a game changer when it came to figuring out what I wanted to do with my life, and it gave me a motivation that was unmatched. Next week I'll have another video for you guys, and thank you guys so much for tuning in. But yeah, stay disgustingly prosperous. See you guys next week. Bye.